for individuals with careers in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
So he can maybe run a
So like speed option, those things, all you want to do.
speed. I can't see much.
It's also
Oh,
look what you did. Look what you did. Look at
Calm
Bill.
down.
Come on
Just
now.
calm down.
I don't say anything about semicolons or should there be a
Word usage?
parentheses or
Too many commas over there.
too many
Zip. Come on.
run-on sentences. Don't talk about that. It's not my wheelhouse.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. This is What's Brewing with the host, as always, Chancellor Brewington to my left. And again, if you guys ever want to join the show, feel free to do so through the Starter Heyman text line. That's 402-464-5685. And again, we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo channel 961. And again, that's 961 all the way across Nebraska. So if you got Allo, you do have ticket content as well. But it's always a great way to put a face to the voice. But nonetheless, we got Chancellor Brewington early today. We had to move some shows around, but nonetheless, Brewington, how's it going on this Wednesday night?
Man, it's going good. It's going good. We'll have a guest here shortly. I guess we'll do it as a little surprise.
Yeah, it'll be a little surprise.
Yeah.
And if you guys can guess, he's had a few shows before. In particular, he had one on Sundays with Brant Banks. And if any of you guys can guess that, I'm sure we can figure out a T-shirt to hand out to you as well. But yeah, he's a guest, and he's been on here a few times. But yeah, it's a good person. He can definitely talk.
He can definitely talk. He can definitely talk. It's funny because just over the years, this particular individual has been a very, very good teammate, turned into a good friend. So those are always the special connections that you form in football because it's so genuine. Like everyone got to work together to accomplish a mission, and then all of a sudden, you realize you're with each other like for 3 or 4 years of college. You're with each other almost every day. Meetings, walkthroughs, lifts, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. Like there's everything. So
and a lot of stuff that's not fun at all that you gotta go through.
And I think that's where the bonding comes because there's a lot of I probably have a lot of choice words for it, but since we're on the radio, I'll say not the best environments, right? During summer conditioning,
everyone, even if you played at high school, you probably got a 2-a-day you can log in your head.
Man, or at the end of practice, somebody messes up, there was a fight, there was something, and then you got to run gassers. Yeah. So we'll get into those stories. We'll get into some of that, but yeah, I mean, the weather was amazing today.
Yeah, high 62.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was sitting there just watching the snow melt. That's how
I can see
weather's putting me in a feeling.
Yeah, finally see some grass here. Always good to see that.
And we already got one from the text line. They got it. First try. First guess. Shout out to Augie. It is Nouredin.
Man, good job. Good job.
I'm sure if you don't have a ticket shirt already, I'm sure we can get one to you. If you want one to go ahead and put out your size. We'll set one up for Augie. But yeah, good guess. First drive. We will have Nouredin on. And yeah, it was Sunday morning pancakes. Used to have that show with Brant Banks. That was kind of the first one. And I'm kind of curious, when you decided to do your show on the ticket, what was the inspiration behind that? It's cool now. It's been growing a lot. But what was kind of the inspiration? Like, I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Yeah, I think, it all started with a tweet I put out, and then DP reached out to me, and he was just like, look, like, I know you want to do this, but how would you feel about doing a radio show? And at first I was like, I don't even know what really that all entails. And then obviously he put me on game to all the different platforms that 93.7 Ticket that has. And, it was awesome. It was awesome to start off. And obviously starting to get comfortable in front of, the camera and the mic and stuff like that. But yeah, that was awesome. And now this is awesome. And we're just going to keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, and ripping some more new merch today. And Augie XL, we'll hook you up with an XL shirt. But it's kind of crazy. We talk about it all the time, but we started in the basement. We start getting some of these student athletes on. We get former Huskers like you and many others before, baseball players, Kyler Perry.
Right.
We have Megan Walker, Speed and Power. We're really spreading out now, and it is cool. We actually have a station that gets all these stories. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it the break. And when we do come back, we will have Nouri back on. If any of you guys have missed him on previous shows, it's a great time to hear him tonight right here on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. Again, I'm Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s, but don't go anywhere. We'll have Brewington and the guest right up next.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island. Online at sartorheyman.com.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give
John Henry's
a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through February 6th is spend $50 and get a 14-ounce ribeye for free. Plus, buy one, get one 50% off on Mercado pasta. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at nebraskaautodetail.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
At Allo, we believe in the exceptional. From extraordinary whole home coverage to super fast speeds, our local teams are always on hand to make sure your service is running at top performance. Let go of lag, banish buffering, and enjoy outstanding service throughout your entire home. We believe in delivering nothing less than exceptional service, so that's exactly what we do. Visit us at allofiber.com to experience the exceptional.
Think you need a new furnace due to a cracked heat exchanger? Call Bryant for a free second opinion. Might save you thousands, no matter what brand. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. We do whatever it takes.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course. Learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Are you in the market for a new garage door or need to repair your old one? It's wintertime, and that means snow, wind, and freezing temperatures, all things that can cause sticky locks and damage to your garage door. If you're experiencing any issues with your commercial or residential garage door during the winter months, call Cameron Hall and his team at Doors Plus. Don't be trapped outside in the cold because of a poorly maintained garage door. Call Doors Plus today at 402-590-5800 or visit them online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Husker fans, your Nebraska wrestling team is back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center for a Big Ten matchup on Sunday, February 4th against Illinois. The duel begins at 2 p.m., and the first 350 fans will receive a Nebraska wrestling pennant. For more information or to secure your tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111. Again, that's huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s, and we got our guest in studio now as well. And Chancellor Brewington, I'll let you go ahead and bring him in.
Man, former teammate of mine, fantastic player, better human being. My man Nouredin. I'm not going to even try. I'm not even going to try, bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
But coach me on it.
All right. That's gonna be hard because
my
it's been 6 years. Nobody's gotten it right. It's Nouredin Nouili.
Okay.
That's why I go by Nouri. Played with Chance 2 years ago. Yeah, it was. I wish it was longer, man.
Yeah,
I wish it was longer.
Yeah,
that
it
was
been
a great time. That was a great time.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I'm gonna treat this like I know nothing about you.
All right.
So, let's get into the story of Nouri. First, where were you born?
I was born officially in Frankfurt, Germany.
Okay. Why do you say officially?
That's the legal answer.
Okay. We won't go any further. We'll stop right there. Okay. So when did you get over to the United States?
I came here in 2018, in July of 2018, to do a high school exchange year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I feel like everyone, from what I've heard, everyone talks about when you got here. But what happened between 2018 and 19, whatever, like during that time?
Yeah. So I got to Norris High School. It's like about 20-25 minutes south of Lincoln. It's a Class B school. People in Nebraska know what that is. I don't know. Do you know what Class B is? I think for every other state, it's like 1A, like whatever, and Class B is the second highest here in Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah, and so like it's a pretty good sized school, not as big as like the Omaha schools or some of like the inner Lincoln schools, but went there, start playing football there, did track and field and did wrestling as well, and that was a great time, man.
You wrestled? Wow,
that was my first, dude. My first year of wrestling, and I mean first and last too, but I wrestled a little bit, and I think the first or second week of wrestling, I was supposed to go with them to a meet and just kind of like, see how it goes.
Right.
And, if they had a JV guy, I was supposed to wrestle a JV guy. Well, we get there, and the guy that our heavyweight was supposed to wrestle, who was another German, but he had wrestled for a longer time because I said I was going to wrestle.
Right.
He decided that, or the coach decided that the guy that he was supposed to wrestle was way bigger than him, and so he's like, "Hey, Nary, just see what happens." So I go in. This is my like I said, second week of wrestling. I had 3 practices so far. Never wrestled before. That was the only match I went 3 rounds through. Didn't know what I was doing. I was standing up the whole time, and we got to like the last, I think it was like 35 seconds of the third period, and my coach comes up, just gets up and starts screaming, "Just effing tackle him!" I didn't know what else to do, so I ran up to him and tackled him, and I got a point from that, and that's how I won the match.
Really?
I didn't know anything, man. Nothing at all. It was crazy,
man. So from wrestling, so how was the adjustment to football? So did you play football in Germany at all?
I did, but it was unorganized at the time. For sure at the time was unorganized. Where I played at first, and I bounced around a little bit here and there, just because we moved too, and then I went to a bigger team, and that team was more organized. But I mean, I played 3 or 4 games, and that was it.
Okay, so how would you compare the level of competition in Germany to like American high school football?
It's kind of crazy because we have freak athletes.
Yeah,
like we have some big dudes. The issue is we just don't have the technique or the like when did you start playing football?
High school.
Yeah. So you were what, 15, 16?
Right.
Yeah. So like you play from that. Some people play from the age of 6.
7.
Like, yeah. Just tiny and like just learning and learning. For people in Germany, it's literally a hobby. Like you don't do it through your school. You don't do it. It's like a club sport. And you practice twice a week.
It's like chess club.
Yeah, I mean, but even chess club, you do it every day.
Right.
It's just very different. Yeah, you don't have like the coaching. You don't have the resources. I mean, everybody brings their own stuff. You buy your own stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I remember we played once on a field that like we had. It was an old wheat farm. And they just mowed down all the wheat. There's like just high grass. They mowed it all down, and like painted a field on it. And we played on it. Yeah, the goals were two soccer goals where they had goalposts taped to the goalposts.
Yeah,
and that was our field goal.
My goodness. Okay, so I guess my next question is, when did you realize you were actually pretty good at this?
Oh, that's a good question. When I came to the United States, I didn't think that was that was going to happen. I went into sports in high school as I wanted to go because I've always wanted to do like an exchange year. I've lived in 3 continents now. Like that was my goal to like kind of like see how the American dream, how everybody talks about how that works. And I got here, played the first game I missed because I couldn't play. My trainer wanted me to wear knee braces, and we couldn't get him in early enough.
Oh, really?
But those couple first games, I was like just didn't know anything, kind of like brute forcing everybody. And kind of halfway through the season, that's when people came up to me and was like, "Hey, like you could make something out of this." And talked to my host family quite a bit about it, and got to meet Coach Frost at the time, and talked to him a little bit about it. And then towards the end of the season, that's when like I was like, "Wow, I actually have a chance to go like to a good team, to like a Division I school." Either FCS or FBS. For the longest time, I was going to go to South Dakota State.
Really?
Yeah, that was my first choice.
Really? So okay, so senior year comes around. So you were at. When was your first year in high school here? You started as a freshman.
My senior year.
So your senior year was your first time in America.
Yeah.
And that was your first time playing football for.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, I'm thinking you're about to say freshman year or
No,
something.
yeah, no.
My goodness. Okay, so halfway through your senior year, you realize, oh, I could actually play this a
Yeah.
little bit. And then towards the end of your senior year, is it like, okay, colleges are reaching out? Like, how'd that process go?
So that was really crazy because during the season, obviously nobody knew who I was.
Exactly.
You know, like
in spring and like that's kind of when the offers
well,
come, or
it was at the end of the year, at the end of the football season.
Okay.
So like the last 3 games, that's okay. To be fair, I was sending out thousands of emails.
Really,
dude. I can say it now. I'm not on the team anymore. I have a pure hatred for Michigan because I sent out over 500 emails.
500 emails to Michigan.
Not
Just
one
Michigan.
response. Not one. The reason for that is when I was in Germany, that was the only team I ever knew of.
Really?
They were the only team that had a German on the team that I knew of.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it was somebody that I could like relate to,
Mhm.
and he was a defensive lineman. I related to him. I wanted to go there so bad. I mean, like I said, I sent out over 500 emails. Like just every day, I would send out emails to every single coaching member and staff member.
My goodness.
Just all day.
So which one hit?
And none of them hit.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
None of them. I didn't get a single.
Okay, so how'd you get to Colorado State then?
So I actually that happened over wrestling. So the reason why I said I didn't want to wrestle was because I went to all these recruiting visits.
Mhm.
I went to like all the smaller schools, like in Nebraska, Peru State, Doane,
Concordia,
Concordia, like all these places. And Concordia was actually funny because we played there as our first playoff game that we lost against Seward because they play at Concordia. And that's when I first actually talked to a college coach.
Really?
Like really talked to somebody, you know what I mean?
Wow.
But yeah, I went to all these small school visits, and eventually like they just kept going further up.
Mhm.
So I eventually ended up at like Emporia State, Fort Hays State in Kansas, Northwest Missouri State. And every time I went up like a division, I was like, all right, I'm going here.
Really?
All right, I'm going here. As soon as like I kept going up, I was like, my mom was here too at the time. So I was
Right.
like, I was able to like go with her to all these events, and they were all over her, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, they were trying to make me feel at home. And it was great on every visit. And it was a cool experience. It was a little overwhelming for sure.
Right.
But just slowly went up and up. And then when I wrestled, like I said, I hadn't wrestled at all.
Mhm.
At a wrestling meet, one of the CSU coaches was there. And this was after I had visited, gosh, who did I visit? I think it was South Dakota State.
Okay.
And I didn't know that he was there. So this is the O-line coach, Dave Johnson. He was there with his wife, and he watched me, but I didn't know that. And so when I was at South Dakota State, I went from South Dakota State to North Dakota State. As I'm at North Dakota State, I get a call from Colorado State saying, "Hey, we might have a spot. We don't know yet." Like that's Dave Johnson calling me. He said, "Like I don't know yet. I have to like bring it up to the upper, to head coach and stuff."
Right. But so let me pause you. So this person just saw you.
Yeah.
And you didn't know he was watching you.
No, I had no clue.
Man, so for all the young high schools out there, man,
Yeah.
you never know who's watching.
That's
literally.
like anybody that says like not doing multi-sport, like that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like all the big time guys all have done multiple sports. I mean, like that's where they see you. That's where they can they can see your athletic ability. They can see your freak talent because they know like, okay, what sports did you do?
Baseball, basketball, football.
There you go.
Yeah.
Basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
Are they? Do they have anything to do with football? Not really, but it's just showing your athletic ability.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was my thing. I was light on my feet. That's what my coach told me. Like he saw me being light on my feet, being able to use my hands, and I had nothing. Like he knew I didn't know anything about wrestling. I never
Really?
wrestled before.
Really?
And so yeah, it's just freak thing. Yeah.
My goodness. My
Do
goodness.
you think you could have became a wrestler if you chose to go down that route, or no? Was it always going to be football?
I don't know. I never liked wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like it's a different sport.
Right.
Like the wrestling part itself is not even the crazy part. It's just the condition that you're in, the shape that you got to be in to wrestle is insane. And I don't know if I would have wanted to do that in college. Like, I mean, what Nash is doing right now,
Yeah,
it is insane.
Yeah.
Like
And he's still at lifts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like
that's-
going from
yeah.
football lifts to wrestling practice is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, props to him. That's an insane thing to do. But yeah, I don't think I could have. I was okay for not knowing anything, but like seeing some of the guys, like I said, seeing somebody like Nash, like how he wrestles, it's just like that he's been wrestling for so long.
Yeah.
Everybody at the big time level has been wrestling forever, and that is a technique sport.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
like natural talent is a big thing, but it's just, like the technique has to be there.
Yeah, for sure. So you get to Colorado State.
Yep.
And what was that journey like? Because this is you only have 1 year of real football experience under your belt. So was it like meetings were like algebra 3 or something like that?
Dude, oh my gosh, the first meeting I had was on my visit there.
Did you even know? Did you even know what an even front was?
No, I didn't know what a kick step was. I didn't know what pass set was. I didn't know anything.
Man,
the first meeting, I fell asleep because it was a 3-hour meeting.
Right.
And I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how that works. And this is after school. Like you after like summer, the freshman
summer,
stuff.
the freshman orientation.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
And like
gosh.
you got to consider, like I had never had something like that.
Right.
You know, like we don't have that.
No, not at all.
And so I worked out, went to school, came back, and we had meetings. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just dozing off, just slowly dozing off, and eventually, all I hear is, "Nay, so what's this and this and this and this?" And I go, "I don't know." And everybody looks at me like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And so
You didn't even know if you was awake.
No,
If he was awake, you still wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. There's no way. But Coach Johnson is like, I to this day I still try to text him every now and then,
Really?
make sure that our connection stays up,
Mhm.
because I started as a true freshman.
Wow.
And so that summer till fall camp.
And let's pause real quick because I don't think people understand how hard that is as a offensive lineman.
Yeah.
How many on just run game, there's like what? How many calls would you say? Just run game.
Hundreds.
And then you go pass game.
Yeah.
There's hundreds. Like O-line, I'll always say O-line, if you start as a true freshman, it's actually ridiculous. It's it's honestly like starting as a quarterback.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Coach Johnson has helped me out so much.
Yeah.
Like from that meeting, every day I would go in with him and just talk and just like talk football, because I didn't know what football was. Like I didn't understand college football.
Yeah.
And fall camp was really where like I was a third string left tackle. And somebody got hurt, so I was second string left tackle. And this is like the first 2 weeks of fall camp, so it's like whatever, right? Like this might not be the end.
Yeah.
But our first left tackle was also our second right guard.
Okay.
So in the first scrimmage, our right guard messed up bad, so our left tackle went to right guard, and I went up, and I played well.
So now you're starting.
Now I'm starting.
Just
But
like,
this is like the
your
second.
your third string.
Yep.
Coming into camp 2 weeks later, you're starting.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
my coach had always told me he wanted me to learn the offense from outside in.
Oh, so you were learning receiver stuff?
No.
Oh,
I'm saying, no. When I'm saying outside in, I meant like tackle to guard.
I am about to say. Nuri knew the route.
No way. I can run a. I play, when I was in Germany, I was a tight end, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know a little bit. I can run a slant. I can run a post.
Let's keep that slant.
From tackle to guard.
Okay.
And so what he wanted me to do was learn tackle, because it was easier to understand the offense. Because at guard and center, you usually have the two linebackers and whoever's in front of you. At tackle, you most likely only have the defensive end and sometimes somebody blitzing outside.
Yeah, a Sam or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he just it was just the easier way for me to like learn the offense, and that's what he wanted me to do. And so I'm just learning everything going in, and eventually we're in the 4th week of fall camp, 2 weeks before the game. Or 3rd week of fall camp, 2 weeks before the Colorado game. That was our first game in Malha Stadium, in the Bronco Stadium.
Okay.
He brings me in, and we're just talking football. And then, like, as I'm leaving, he was like, "Oh, by the way, you're going to be starting at left guard." And I'm like walking out. I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're going to be starting at left guard."
Wow.
And
so what did you feel? What did you feel in that moment? Like when you got out the room, you're like, "What?" Like,
oh, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was so scared, dude. Like, I mean, I still thought I didn't know football.
Yeah.
So like from that moment on, it was like trying to learn everything was like on another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like, okay, now like I'm playing for his job. Like I'm playing for everybody. Like I'm playing for the guy behind me. Like if I make a mistake, the QB gets hurt, the running back gets hurt.
Yeah.
Like this is real now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was so scared. I was so scared.
Wow. That's crazy. And you're right. I mean, people forget that if a coach trusts you to play you, that means, man, they're trusting you with their pay, with
100%,
with how
100%.
they feed their family and things like that. So I mean, that's not taken lightly. And at the next level, it gets enhanced even more.
Yeah,
so
100%.
yeah, so that's awesome. So then Colorado State, where in the year did you hit your first like road bump? Was it game one? Did game one go smooth? Was it first 3 weeks? Because I mean, I started as a true freshman as well, so I understand like the curvature. Like there's like a real like, oh, like I did good my first game, but then I got exposed a little bit, and then I got this, and then so you're just learning as the year goes. So when was that for you?
It was mainly, I think it was not even because of football. I got a concussion the third week because I played Colorado State against CU, and then we played Arkansas, which was crazy. It was like 98 degrees.
Got thrown in the fire first 2 weeks.
Gosh. Played at Arkansas, and do you remember? This sounds so bad, but do you remember the tight end that was like running through the whole defense from Arkansas, like in 2019?
I don't remember that. Like I remember that. It was like a big old clip.
Yeah. That was us. That was against us.
Oh,
the whole defense was on him.
Oh, no.
The whole defense. He somehow got out.
Oh no.
But that was that game. It was a bad game, but whatever. Those 2 games were fine. But then once I hit that, like when I got the concussion, I had it that Monday. The next week, Monday, we were supposed to play Western Illinois. That moment when I got that concussion and I was at home that week, I didn't know what to do. Because I didn't know how college football worked. So I thought you get hurt, you lose your position. You have to start back up from negative anything.
My goodness.
And so you're kind of like in the state of like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? Like I don't know what to do. And so that was my like big time, like, oh, what's happening? You know, like I'm losing everything. It went so well. What's going on? But my coach reassured me everything and it was fine. But then I tore my meniscus a couple weeks later, and that one was much worse. That one was much worse because I was like, okay, I got good now. Like I'm fine. I had a good couple games, and then the torn meniscus. That one I was down bad. I tried to come back from that way too quick, and it was just not a good decision.
Wow. So okay, so how many games did you officially play your freshman year?
I played 9, I believe.
So if you
sorry, I started 9 and played 10, I think, because I missed 2 games or 2 or 3. Okay. It's either I started 8, played 9, or I started at 9 and played 10. Because after the surgery, I came back late for the Wyoming game.
Right. Okay, so as far as like experience goes, like percentage wise, when you started the season, was you like, 30% there, 40% there, and then towards the end of the season, what'd you get to? What was the mental jump? Just strictly mentally.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I would say at the beginning, I was probably at like a solid 7 to 10%.
Oh my goodness! So game one,
game one,
were you just guessing out there?
Your first play, your first ever college football play, when you got out there.
Oh my goodness! The world was spinning. I couldn't feel my feet.
You couldn't hear anything because everybody's so loud. You see all the fans. This is a big thing. Like the first play you have, you see all the fans.
Oh my, bro! I'm in U of A State, and there's 50,000 or 40,000. It feels like it's like Seahawks.
Exactly.
12th man, yeah.
And so we're in the Broncos Stadium. There's 45,000 CSU, 45,000 CU.
Oh my goodness.
There's 35,000 because it was 70K there. But like I heard everything except the play. Like I couldn't hear.
Went from 2 years ago playing in a week for grass field.
Exactly.
Like 70,000.
Like I couldn't hear. Like I didn't know what was going on, and I was so scared of messing up that I just went to pass it, and luckily it was the right decision. But that's what I'm saying. Like I like that moment. It was like, okay, like now it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then you like the tunnel vision thing is real. Like
no, for sure.
As soon as you get that first play out, the fans black.
Yeah.
All black. You don't see anything. You only see the field, you only see the players, and you it's really weird. You don't even hear the fans.
Yeah.
it's like the only times you hear somebody is like if something big happens, you'll hear them, or like the band, they're really loud. But outside of that, you don't see them at all.
Exactly.
And so from that to the end of the season, I think at the end of the season, I was probably like football knowledge wise, mentally, probably like 60 to 70%.
And so if you was 100 now, so you'd be 60 then. He was.
Oh no!
Just for reference.
No. Even less. Even less. No. If I was now at 100, I think at the time I was probably like 40.
Okay.
Maybe.
No.
I mean, Big Ten football is different play.
It is different. When's our next break?
We can go to break here pretty quick. We've only got about a couple minutes. But real quick note, I think it was Trey McBride, current NFL player.
No. Trey was with us.
He's talking about the Arkansas.
I'm talking about the Arkansas tight end.
Okay, we'll have to find that.
That one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Trey is. I
Animal.
can't. Not outside of football. Him and his family were the nicest people to me when I was at CSU.
Really?
Like they took me in. They like homemade meals if I was struggling. They took me to dinner sometimes. Like just like they had me as part of their family. And like Trey and Toby, because Toby was his older brother. He was a D lineman for the team. He was there with us too, and it was like, I mean, that family has done a lot for me. I love that family to death, and to this day, I will support them wherever they go.
Man, shout out to the McBride family.
Yeah, he's having a nice season this year.
Oh my gosh!
Could you tell before we go to break here? Could you tell that he was like, okay, this guy's got NFL written on him?
He would like, he's a tight end, right? So sorry, but usually you don't expect the tight end to be like the best blocker.
Right.
Usually, I mean, typical.
It's a rarity, but
right,
yeah,
exactly. First time I saw him block somebody and he's blocking, streaming in his face, laughing. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Like, this man is having fun. Football is fun. No, it was crazy, but no, yeah, that like he has been an animal ever since I knew of him. And I mean, he's showing it in the NFL too. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And like we said, I mean, this was a good season for him in particular. But that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it to break, though. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. We got the host, as always, Brewington to my left, along with the guest Nuri in here as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a little bit.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a little patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny and warm. We'll see a high near 62. Tonight, mainly cloudy with the low near 37. And tomorrow, probably sunny to mostly cloudy skies expected, but still warm. We'll see a high of around 60. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clicker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Think you need a new furnace due to a cracked heat exchanger? Call Bryant for a free second opinion. Might save you thousands, no matter what brand. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. We do whatever it takes.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most. For all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, the host as always of What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington to my left, and of course Nouredin in here as a guest. We got about 10 minutes left. I'll throw it to you, Brewington, and we can go wherever.
Yeah, so I think for the first couple minutes, I want to talk about the Hula Bowl.
Yep.
I want to talk about that, your experience there, and obviously the talent, obviously just all that entails. So let's get into that. So how was it?
It was an amazing experience. Yeah. I'm so grateful that I had that chance to go there. It was so cool. I mean, just the sheer amount of talent that was there. You know what I mean? There's so many people, so many different schools there, and crazy amount of people that I knew of. You know what I mean? Just that I played. I played him on the O line only. There was a guy that, we were talking about Arkansas, O lineman that played then at that time too. Wow. And so it was just really, really cool experience to get to see all these people and make new connections and new friendships.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's interesting how this football world is. We're all connected somehow.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's awesome. So what was it like? How many was it? Just you there, Nebraska wise?
Marco Ortiz was there too. The long
okay, so you got to experience that with him. That's awesome. So going from that, now you're training for the draft, of course. And so how's that going? How's the stresses of that? How's for people that don't know, you know what I'm saying? How is that? Real talk.
I thought after college, it gets easier. It does not. Man. I mean, it does not. Oh my gosh. I'm training with Christopher Slatsby Formans. If somebody needs somebody,
Yeah, for sure.
Go hit him up. He does his big one with that one.
Man, for sure.
But it's hard. I mean, I had messed up my groin a little bit after the game. or during the game. I don't know when, but just adrenaline-wise, I didn't realize when it was. And so I was doing rehab for that, but started back up, and it's hard. That's just hard. I mean, like you're training every day, yes, and then you go home and you do recovery, you eat, but then like you're just there, like you don't have anything else to do. And so it's like
it's that
all
mental battle kind of.
Exactly. It's like you're trying to see what can you do, but then you don't want to overwork yourself for the next day.
Right.
So it's just like that, like you said, the mental battle of like staying ahead of it, but also not like going too far where it could mess with your next day and could mess with your next workout. So
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is that each day is so important.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, like even just today was like it's off day, it's recovery day, but
it's
like,
a recovery day.
It's a recovery day. Exactly. It's not just like you sit around don't do nothing. Like it's like this is the time to like stretch, to do all the recovery that you have at home. If you have facility to go to, you do those. But yeah, I know it's never like an off day.
Yeah. Okay. I want one question back to the Hula Bowl. When you were taking real game snaps there, was it different than an actual college game, or was it heightened a little bit because the level of competition was kind of like the best players, of course? Was it different?
It was different for sure. I would say definitely heightened, yes, but it was like nobody wants to get hurt. You know what I mean? So like you don't push somebody over the pile. You don't you don't late hit. You don't
the finishing aspect.
Exactly. And like the game itself, and I'm not saying this as in like the game's not important, because it definitely is, but it's more the practices. The practice is what is important. The practice is like where all the scouts are. They're watching all of practice. They might not even watch the game, but it's still important because you want to be able to like show off like, hey, I can do this in a game situation as well. But it was definitely heightened level of you have all these people that are super talented. Like there's a reason they're there.
Right.
And like you're playing against the best in the country. Like the 120 best in the country. And like I think 30, 40 of them got invites to the next games too. And so like you're playing against amazing athletes. And so definitely heightened, but for sure kind of also slowed down a little bit so you don't like hurt each other too.
Right. All right. Okay, so I gotta go to some Nebraska questions. We didn't even talk about Nebraska yet. Quick, how was your first game, 90,000 in Memorial? What was that like?
It's the best feeling in the nation.
It's a common answer.
It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah.
I will never get that again.
Never.
Never. I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah. Okay. Second question. This has nothing. It has a little bit to do with Nebraska, but this is what I kind of want to know personally about you. Since you are like very outgoing, whatever, and I feel like you're very positive and nice and kind, and that's just who you are. But
appreciate that.
Yeah. Throwing out compliments on a Wednesday. Yeah. All right. But so when that switch flips, game time, when you put the pads on, practice, whatever, like how is that mental journey during that time? How does that space flip for you to, because you attack every play, there's no off time to attack. So where's that mental switch for you?
I mean, it's a dumb quote, but you got to be a different person between the white lines.
No, 1,000%. Yeah.
Especially with O-linemen, like you see the two different personalities a lot.
Yeah.
You see the outside of, usually O-linemen are usually nice people, the big bears, the cuddle bears, whatever. But like on the field, it's a whole different personality.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that personality.
Yeah.
No, it's like we've been talking about mental battles for like the whole time, pretty much. It's a mental battle.
Yeah.
I mean, like you got to be able to turn it on the spot, but you got to also be able to turn it off. You can't come home with this aggression that you have on the field and bring that into your personal life. So
no, for sure,
it's a big thing.
Yeah, Slat. We were talking about Slats the other day, and he said like, people aren't how they play, and I was like, yeah, if I played how I was, then I'd probably be in prison.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. But yeah, I mean, going right back to Nebraska, give me a top 5 list of teammates.
Oh, Ethan Piper,
And this isn't if it's you get left out the list, don't be butthurt.
Yeah, please do not.
A lot of honorable mentions.
No, Nebraska was the one, like, from CS. Obviously, I don't have much experience from other teams, but from CSU to here, it's a big difference. I mean, just O-line wise, even like I can give you 5. Let's keep it on the O-line.
Yeah.
The biggest person for me has been Ethan. Ethan was, for me, the person that I could go to with anything, and he would come up to me with anything. We lived together for a while. Like when he got hurt, we lived together in the dorms because I was making sure that he could get to the stadium every day because he was in a wheelchair. So I was wheeling him around. Like, I mean, that human is the best human being I've ever met.
He's an awesome guy. Yeah.
Justin Evans Jenkins.
Wow.
Another one. Yeah. When he first came here, very different person. Got to get close to him for sure. But
you were there the second. I wasn't there.
So it's just like with him, he's an amazing human.
Awesome.
I love that guy. I mean, he's hilarious. He's an idiot like all of us. But just how he is, I couldn't. I'm not going to rank all of these people. Like there's just 5 people
for sure. Shout out Justin.
Are you saying teammates and coaches or just teammates?
I go teammates.
Just teammates. All right. Turner Corcoran. Me and him had a little interaction in the beginning when we first got here that like we didn't fall off. It was just kind of a rough start. Let me say it that way. But it wasn't his fault necessarily. But I mean, we've gotten so much closer over the years that our relationship has been really, really good. Another one, Bryce. I mean, Bryce and I, ever since I moved over to the right side, has been. I mean, like
the right side.
The right side's the right side. No, like ever since I've been playing next to him, like at the O-line, you have to have like this connection that you can't have anywhere else on the field. And me and Bryce maybe have never really had that, but as soon as we moved next to each other, we sit next to each other in the team in the O-line room too, and so like we bonded quite a bit, and like we play together. Fist bumps every time anything good happens. We're always like, hell yeah! Like, like it's just crazy. And then Ben obviously is up there too. He just got here for sure. But
is this Ben Scott?
Ben Scott,
okay,
yeah. Okay. He brought something into the O-line room that I didn't think anybody could bring into, and I can't even explain it. I mean, like he came in and was immediately one of us. You know, I was just like, he was the right person. You know what I mean?
Wow. And that's a key position.
100%. 100%. And then I guess I could talk about everybody. Henry, Teddy, like both of them, like younger guys, but for sure, like Henry has been with me the whole time. So like we were together at all times. Like we even like switched reps a lot. So like it's every guy in the O-line room. I'm not like I said, I'm not trying to rank anybody, but I'm just saying there's just so many people that like I connected with that are like so cool. So like
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we got to wrap it up here unless you got one more before we get out of here. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I'm curious. What's your favorite Husker game?
My favorite Husker moment.
Yeah, as being obviously a diehard Nebraska fan.
Oh, dude, Michigan game 2021. You were there too.
Yeah.
So the first fire show.
Oh, okay.
The first fire show. Good game. Obviously we didn't come out on top, but
I wish we would.
We should. Me too, man. But that one was an incredible game, just all around.
Oh my goodness,
it was a good game. Watching you play was insane. I mean, like it's just all around great time, and that light show was incredible.
Yeah, it was a good thing.
Just seeing the 90,000 people, like as crazy as they were, was insane. Yeah, that was a great experience.
Absolutely. Well, we got to wrap it up here, but this has been What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, and of course, guest Nouredin in here today. And don't go anywhere. We'll set up some replays with you, and then we'll get back to our normal programming right here at 1040 O Street at the 93.7 Ticket Studios. We'll talk to you in a little bit.